It's 8:10 on your hometown station, KHTS, the Hometown Morning Show with Tori and Kyle. Make sure you go to hometownstation.com for all the latest and greatest Santa Clarita has to offer. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram.
Please. I want a lot of followers.
Yes.
Makes me feel good.
Good. You get, just so you know, every time we get a follow, a Tori gets a smile. So, it's an old proverb.
Oh, yeah! The Hometown Morning Show with Tori and Kyle. Your hometown station. 98.1 FM and AM 1220.
8:10 on this Thursday. Good morning. It's Hometown Morning Show with Tori and Kyle. In studio is Beth Heiserman from Reyes Winery. And there was a huge fest last weekend. I can't even believe you're here. I can't even believe you're not, laying down under the blankets. You're here.
I am.
What, how did, first, let's talk about how it went last week. I know how it went last weekend because our front desk person, Lori, and Andrew, our ops director, they go every year because they love it. And so I already know it was fantastic, but you tell me.
It was. We had such wonderful feedback from so many people. We had 5 bands that were amazing, and the last band was so fabulous. We had people dancing for about an hour, and they kept playing because everybody was enjoying it. So even though
did that never happen before?
Not as much as this time, no. We've had a band 2 years ago where even though the event ended and everybody kind of stopped, the band continued on till 7, and so this past Saturday we had a band again who stayed till I would say about 5:30, and people were dancing and having a ball.
That's fantastic.
Great.
That must make you feel amazingly wonderful because you were a couple of days prior. I thought we were pretty much going to have to carry you out of here. You were so tired. So it must feel good, though.
It does.
That it was a complete success, and you were part of it. You know, you were
absolutely.
you were the leader.
Yes.
So what are you doing in here today? What?
Back to our events.
Back
we keep
to
going
the
every weekend. There's always something going on.
Reyes Winery events. What do we have going on this weekend?
So this Saturday we have our red wine tasting event. The last time we did an event, I came in and we did a little tasting in
We
here.
sure did.
So,
best day ever.
So I'm doing it again. The last time was the blends. This time it's our other red wines. So I have Sangiovese, Zinfandel, Petit Syrah, Malbec, and Grenache. It's actually International Malbec Day, so we kind of created an event around it. So we only have one Malbec, but I have all these other wonderful wines that we want people to experience. So that's what we're doing.
April 13th?
Yes.
April 13th.
This Saturday.
Reyes Winery. Oh, in 2 days. It's
Yes.
already April 11th.
I know.
What's happening to the calendar? Flashing before my eyes.
Yes.
If no one's ever been, so we have a lot of wine lovers here in the Santa Clarita Valley. Not going to lie. We love our wine. We do.
We do.
Okay. If someone has never been to one of these events, kind of wants to go, but needs a little bit more information, what's like the biggest, other than the wine, what's the biggest selling point? Is it the fact that it's local wine? Is it the fact that it's a beautiful setting, beautiful scenery? Like, what do you think?
It's kind of all the above, but we also do, it's kind of an educational class, but I wouldn't call it where you feel like you're in class. It's going to be something that you're going to experience a pairing. So you get a plate, and each wine will have a little petite bite to go with it. So either chocolate or cheese or maybe a cupcake or a little something to experience the wine and the food together to enhance the actual wine and the food, of course.
When you say, see, you undersell the enhance.
Yeah.
Here's why. We're kind of novices here at the station. But when we did, you brought in the food, the pairings, and the wines and everything. The reason I say you undersell that part is because there was an explosion happening in our mouths that we were like, because you're like, for people who aren't into wines and really aren't educated enough
Right.
about the wines, and you say pairings, it just sounds to me. And before we
Right.
did this is what I thought it was. That it just tastes good with that. Like you have a little piece of cake, and then you take a sip of wine, and it just tastes good.
Right.
That it does. But there's something that happens in addition.
Correct.
Your mouth it just explodes in your mouth, and you're just kind of sitting there with wonder in your eyes, and it's like nothing you've ever done. If you've never done one of these pairings, you need to experience, especially if you like wine,
Of course.
because it's just this, and that's all I can say. It's an explosion in your mouth in a very good way.
It is.
And
They complement each other, and they help you understand what foods help help the wine, and the wine helps the foods. I mean, one of my favorite kind of goofy stories was many years ago. We did a wine tasting in Hollywood at a chocolate place, and some of the chocolate was really gross. I mean, and I love chocolate, and to say chocolate didn't taste good, it was kind of sad. And once we paired it with some wine, the wine helped the chocolate tremendously taste so much better.
yeah.
And I love to take different types of chocolate. And everybody knows that when you come in the tasting room and you're hesitant about a wine, ask me, because I always have something special. One of the wines that we were doing this past weekend, which is not going to happen this weekend, I will share. It's one of our wines that we do every October, which is one of our Merlots. 2011 Merlot pairs, spectacular with coffee. And I have this M&M called Coffee Nut. It was one of the winning flavors a couple years ago.
Oh, I know.
And I got to tell you, when you do this pairing together, you're going to love the wine that much more, and you're going to love the M&Ms even more that you can even imagine. You're never going to want to have M&Ms without wine.
That's what I'm saying. It just when you did this, when you which quite honestly we probably should do again soon, because we had so much fun. But when you do this, it's really hard to explain what happens in your mouth.
Right.
You just have to do it. You have to do it to understand, because as much as I say it and as much as you say it,
you have to try it.
you have to do it, because I didn't think it was gonna what happened was gonna happen. I really didn't. So check it out. Reyes Winery, one of the best places to go for these kinds of events. Beth Heiserman knows her stuff. She knows, she lives, she breathes, she drinks, she sleeps this wine. Okay. And there's no one who knows this stuff better in the Santa Clarita Valley, and this local wine. And it's going to be beautiful this weekend.
It will be. We have
So-
another wonderful weekend.
We absolutely do. If someone's driving around, they say, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a pairing. I'm going to be courageous. I'm going to do it. I'm going to love it. Where should they go?
ReyesWinery.com/events. It's right there. Now, if you don't love red wine, you might after you do this, but I will share in May 18th, we're going to do a white wine tasting, all white wines. So for the people who love white wine and haven't really transferred over to the red side yet.
But here's
can.
But here's don't necessarily like it either. But with the pairings, it's a different story.
It's a different story.
You
might like it.
You really might like it.
It all depends on the flavor notes that you like. Do you like plum? Do you like raspberry? Do you like cherry? Do you like any of the berry flavors? Because that's what red wines have within them, where the white wines are more like stone fruit. Like
Listen
peaches
to
and
her go.
apricots,
Listen to her go.
pineapple and mango.
See? She knows her stuff. Beth Heiserman, thank you so much for coming
You're
in.
welcome. Thanks for having me.
Can't believe you're here. You're awake. What a great event you had last weekend, and you continue to have these at Reyes Winery. Check it out. If you're even on the fence, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be so pleased and happy. Red wine tasting event. It happens this Saturday. Go to ReyesWinery.com for all the information if you're driving around. Beth, always a pleasure.
Thank you.